Hi there, Zach here, and I want to bring you all onto another exciting review that's just chock full of nostalgia. Okay, well, nostalgia for me, because if I had to pick one game that I really focused on that encapsulated my entire childhood, that I put so much time and effort into playing this game and becoming moderately good at it, and I didn't go out and have friends and have a bunch of fun, I sunk so much time into this, it would be StarCraft. But if I had to pick the second biggest time sink, the second biggest thing in my entire life that really just made me the man I am today, that just kind of pushed me forward, it would be pornography. But the third thing I'm really proud of when I was younger. I really just put so much time and effort. I did the research, I did training on it, I did everything that I could, and that was after school, after all that was done, and I was just drained of everything. I would just get out of school and follow women home. I would follow nurses, teachers, students, anybody, and then I would call them on the phone, and I would breathe deeply into it, over and over again. That's just, if we keep going down this little whole rabbit hole right here, I feel like I'm going to be in jail before the review is actually done. So, I'm going to just dive right into what I'm going to be talking about right here, which is the Roller Coaster Tycoon series. I have been a massive fan of this game ever since the first one came out, and I have played each one after that just like a meth addict, but I always went back to that very first one because it was the first one I felt like an absolute childlike wonder mixed with a masochistic, sociopathic, homicidal tendency. I mean, at one point, you could just be marveling about how great your park is. Everybody's having fun. Everyone's praying you as a great deity that just gives nothing but happiness to them. But then you find that one heretic, that one grumpy, red-headed little bitch. And then you make a little lake in the back. Just a personal lake. No one needs to know about it. No CEO, not the customers. Nobody needs to know about it but you and Mr. Redhead. And then you pick him up and you take him back to that pond and you drop him in. And because AI are completely retarded in this game, they don't know how to swim. They don't know how to do anything. So they're just sitting there drowning, and you pick them back up. Maybe they thought, oh no, the deity has gave me a chance to live. Nope, drop him back in. Pick him back up. Drop him back in. Pick him back up. And then you pick him back up that last time. And you stare into their dead, lifeless eyes and you say, we could have had something special. And then you drop them in, and you leave them there until they're no more. But besides that, I mean, after many years of waiting, another roller coaster game has finally been released, and it is terrific. Whoa! No, that's the new roller coaster, but not that. Okay, this is gonna be a little bit difficult to explain, so let me just kind of fill you guys in a little bit. Atari bought out the name of the franchise, but not the iconic developers that made the previous works, Frontier Development. For those of you who think that name sounds slightly familiar, they are the same people who not only made Roller Coaster Tycoon games 1 through 3, but Zoo Tycoon, Elite Dangerous, and Dog's Life? Yeah, I've never heard of that one either. And they are probably my favorite developers right next to Bethesda. Now, for whatever reason, Frontier had legal actions against Atari, but make a long story short, because I couldn't be bothered to do the research, they decided to leave the iconic franchise and make their own called Planet Coaster. This is the true Roller Coaster Tycoon 4, but because of legal reasonings, they can't call it that, which kind of kills me inside. But after playing this game, God, I just really hope that it turns into a 4-game franchise on its own, because it is terrific. It is absolutely stupendous, and let me now suckle at the titties of this game for roughly around 20 minutes before inevitably giving it a positive score, because if you don't see bias here, I have some totally non-violent real estate properties in France for you. First thing I noticed about this game is a very Sim-esque feel to it. Overly happy characters, mumbling like a drunken relative arguing about politics, and just a bouncy, colorful feel to it, which, depending on the person that you are, could be good, could be bad. I mean, when Zelda switched its artistic style from the dark realism of Twilight Princess to the super bright and cartooniness of the Wind Waker, I was definitely taken aback, but if you weren't shallow like me, this shouldn't bother you at all. Moving on. Just like previous games, you have a sort of open world option where you could just get a plot, some money, and just build whatever the fuck you want, which would be nice for people who are artistic and build amazing themed rides. No. Seriously, pause this right now, go to YouTube and just check out the first themed one that some of these people make. It's absolutely super amazing, which only makes me fucking hate them out of jealousy. But if you're not these talented pieces of shit, you probably want to play a game that has some sort of end goals, which career would probably be best for you. In there, you get objectives like hire 3 handyman, or have a monthly park profit of X amount, or build a coaster that is absolutely unbelievably difficult to get to those standards. And after you happen to do all of these, you'll get a star. 3 stars per level, 3 levels per stage, 4 levels in the game overall, with difficulties growing on each one. Simple, right? Well, that's because it is. But don't worry if you see objectives like, you go ahead and you make 2 rides to this great park. Oh, you're such a big boy. Hey, go ahead and hire 1 mechanic. Oh, I know that was so hard, but you're so special for doing it. I know it seems like they're treating you like the mentally retarded kid down the street, but they really do ramp up the difficulty to a challenging degree in the medium and hard maps. But from there, you can start building basic rides that go from pants-shittingly awful thrill ride that you would never catch me dead on, to a harmless carousel that you would see me exclusively on. I'll be the guy that's riding on top of it with a My Little Pony saddle on it. There are also preset roller coasters that you can buy if you have absolutely no imagination, or you could do what any other self-respecting gamer would try to do and build one yourself. Warning, this is not as simple as it sounds. It's very, very easy in these games to make a ride a horrifying, queasy experience with absolutely no excitement or redeeming factors. A little like My Sex Life, but if you want to play it safe, you could easily have a park with all the thrill rides built in and strategically placed food and drink stands all around to kind of supplement your profits until you finish the game. And once you have a basic park constructed, you will also need to employ some people like handymen to keep the park looking spotless, and mechanics to make sure that the rides are up to snuff. I mean, there are entertainers too, but I mean, if you spent $60,000 on a theatric arts degree and you're a mascot to some shitty theme park, you should probably consider working as a prostitute instead. I mean, you could still use your degree, you know, to fake orgasms. Now, some repeat Roller Coaster Tycoon players may be asking if the gameplay is like the other 3 games or any other type of roller coaster duplicates out there, at which case I will have to say, unfortunately, yes, it's pretty much all the same. But, just like any other type of games with the same design, they do add a few more things to spice it up. Things like new types of twists and turns while creating roller coasters, new thrill and gentle rides, new themes for scenery, and other minor things like a prestige score for certain rides that will attract more customers to that particular ride, so you could potentially make it easier to gouge the fuck out of those prices. And putting scenery around the queue lines can entice people to stay a little bit longer instead of leaving, 10 fucking seconds after standing in line. And for those of you on the flip side of that coin who just want another Roller Coaster Tycoon game that makes them reminisce of the older times when they used to play, I am thrilled to tell you that all the things you could do in the previous games, you can do in this one. You want to build a roller coaster halfway through and then just forget about it and send all of the carts just sailing into the air and crashing down upon the Patreons? Best of luck to you. You want to charge $5 before letting little Johnny into the bathroom? You sick fuck, but go right ahead. You want to make a little tiny island of your park so you can put all the undesirables and people that you don't like on it? Okay, fucking Hitler, when did you get reincarnated and started playing Roller Coaster Tycoon games? But alright, this is your perfect world, isn't it? All the iconic things you could ever do before are still here, plus some more. You can still research for new items and or new rides, take out loans that you can't possibly repay because the roller coaster that you imagined in your head isn't quite turning out the way that you were expecting, and now you ignored your entire park to the point where everyone's gone and all your staff have quit and you need to restart. You can either be a good manager and give your staff the training that they need to do their job better and the subsequent raises with it, or you could just pull a Walmart and underpay everyone with hardly enough training to know how to fucking breathe. And when they quit, just hire more plebs. No one's gonna fucking care. Overall, for those who enjoy these type of games, it's a definite buy. Absolutely stupendous. But for those of you who have never played a tycoon game in your entire life, but enjoy managing friends, family members, household pets, and your sex life, I would still suggest this game as well. For you gearheads out there who enjoy FPS games and can't get a stiffy without shooting at somebody in the head, I would suggest saving your money for the next bland shooter that comes out. Or you can actually buy a good game like Overwatch. And that's the basic concept of this new game. Anybody who has ever played Roller Coaster Tycoon in your entire life, I would definitely suggest buying this game. It's a little bit spendy for about $45, but hey, at least they're not trying to buttfuck you for a $60 game. Am I right or am I right? Now, of course, there are plenty of things I didn't touch on because I like keeping things on the back burners in case you do decide to play it. That way you'll be more amazed when, oh my god, I didn't know that the entertainers can rape somebody if you didn't do a background check on them. That's amazing. It's so realistic. They don't, as far as I know, they haven't done that. I've played like 20 hours on the game. Maybe when you reach like 100 hours, they start the Rape-a-Palooza, but who knows? I don't know yet. Don't quote me on that. But I would definitely suggest this for anybody who has played Roller Coaster Tycoon games in the past and you just want an updated version of it, plus a little bit of extra stuff. That's just nice to have. Now, it is $45 so on Steam, so unless you're going to get there at around Steam sales, and if they put this on sale, I wouldn't know. But I would still suggest it buying at the full price because these people, Frontier, need to know, hey, we love this game. Keep putting out expansions. Keep putting out sequels to this game. This game is absolutely stupendous and support them because they deserve it. Now, will this be for everybody? Obviously not. I have a specific taste in games different from other people. But I would definitely suggest either looking at not Steam, but people on Twitch or something like that, or going on YouTube and looking at them. It's a game that I could play for a good 50 hours before I finish all of the campaign, objectives, and then just kind of rely on open gameplay, which doesn't sound too interesting to me, but 50 hours is definitely enough for me. So, that is all I have to say about this game. Hopefully you guys were entertained! And if you weren't, welcome to the club. And just buy this game if you want to think back to a day before you kind of suppressed all of your depression with alcohol, hard drugs, and strange women in the night. Mine's alcohol. I don't make enough money to buy drugs, and no woman wants to touch my ding-dong. It's not that it's like small, it's just that there's something on it, and I don't know what it is, but I'm too afraid to go to the doctor, and stop.